So, Scott, should we cut off federal funds to sanctuary cities then?
Yeah, I mean, EMAC, to the degree that the cities are violating federal law, yes. And I agree with Gary Kay's point. The risk here is too high. And I think if you look at what these cities have done, if you look at some of the incidents we've had with ICE losing track of detainees, having illegal immigrants reoffend and commit other crimes after they've been released, is completely out of control. And if you're an illegal, you've already broken one law by coming over here illegally to begin with. Who's to say that they're not going to commit many more crimes as they already have been when they've come over here? Absolutely, those cities should be punished for allowing that to continue to happen.
All right, Scott, come in here. What changed in the 20 years from Bill Clinton saying the exact same thing Donald Trump is advocating today, but people are blasting Donald Trump for his ideas? Go ahead.
Well, more illegals came over, and I think EMAC, maybe the public, at least rhetoric, turned a little bit more in their favor, which, you know, Julie, I can't let you get away with the fact that Obama's had all these deportations because he's slowed his roll in the last couple of years on that. I mean, Congress has tried to put these bills forth. They've tried to put these bills forth to get the spending or the spending for the sanctuary cities taken away, but they won't get it through because Obama's going to veto it.
What president deported more? Name one that supported more. Here's the difference. The reason that Donald Trump is being accused of...
I want your reaction to what White House spokesman Josh Earnest had to say when he was asked about how Iran intended to spend that $400 million payment from the U.S. Take a listen.
The president was quite forward-leaning in advance of the nuclear deal even being completed, in acknowledging that we know that Iran supports terrorism. We know that Iran supports Hezbollah and the Assad regime. And it certainly is possible that some of the money that Iran has is being used for those purposes, too.
All right, so some of the money being used for terrorism, Scott. The administration basically admitting that.
Yeah, our own money being used against us. A State Department report in early July, EMAC comes out and labels Iran as the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. Yet we're sending them money in the middle of the night. We're cutting secret deals with them or exemptions on these nuclear deals, which I agree with Charlie. I mean, you got to keep your enemies close and your friends may be further away. But the reality that this is getting pulled the wool over the eyes of the American people to say, hey, we made this great deal with Iran, you know, with regards to the nuclear program, but actually we made a lot of exemptions for it, really upsets you when you figure out what they're going to do with that money and how they want to hurt us so bad.
So, Julie, this is...
I think the strongest part of Donald Trump's platform, presidential platform, is his tax platform, and particularly when he talks about corporate taxes. Listen, if you worry about the Rust Belt and the hollowing out of industrial America, it's because businesses are keeping cash overseas. They're not bringing it home. They're not investing here. And they're not investing here because, guess what? Our tax rates are 3 times as high as any place else, including England, which is going to survive Brexit very well because Great Britain has very low corporate taxes.
And Britain could get the apple.
It could get that from Ireland, right?
That's right. Go ahead, Julie.
Well, we don't actually have the highest corporate tax rates.
Among.
Statutorily, we do. Effectively, nobody pays those tax rates, and we all know that. Come on, don't
because they get some of them get loopholes, which we don't like.
Ask any small business, Julie.
Tax rates are absolutely in the middle of everybody, and you know it. The OESC. Come on.
Gary Kay, go ahead.
All you need to know is companies like Apple and others will actually borrow money to take care of their cash needs in the U.S. because it's too onerous to bring money back here. It is utter stupidity that we are not in line with all the other countries around the globe. It'll make our economy much stronger and a lot more confidence in what's going on here in corporate America.
Caitlin, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a really good time to talk about tax reform, right? I mean, nothing has gotten done in Congress on this issue. Both candidates are talking about this in various different ways, trying to bring this money back, and so this is certainly a highlight.
You know, Charlie, we just had a lousy jobs report, right?
Really
and we don't have 1.4 million less manufacturing jobs. Those are high-paying jobs that could, you know, create a lot of consumer spending.
Let's be real clear. Julie says that the effective tax rate is lower because of loopholes. If the tax rate wasn't so high, they would take the loopholes and keep the money here. They're leaving it over there, and there's a reason for that. Maybe because our taxes are too high here, and
there's too much confusion.
But if they weren't so good,
if they weren't so high,
I think it's immaterial. They're keeping it over there because no matter what, they get screwed here.
They're still not paying them. It's not that they wouldn't have to take it. The point is because
they like Ireland.
No, it's not because they like Ireland, because they're obviously getting even more tax breaks in Ireland. We're going to have a race to the bottom. So who's going to pay fewer taxes?
Leave it to the leprechauns, and I'm Irish. I said it as an Irish woman. Many thanks to Caitlin, Charlie, and Julie. Now, just in time for the Labor Day holiday weekend, we've got the stocks that our guys say will work for you, so you don't have to. Come back in a minute. I'm loving that. Scott, what do you have?
Dollar symbol DG. Stock got smoked on a recent earnings report, but I think it's going to come back. Plus, it's got some insider buying going on.
All right, guys, great picks.